All right, I know at first blush this may seem crazy to mash up a $122,000 brand new Porsche 911 with a brand new Subaru BRZ, but wait, hear Nathan out.
Put everything aside and understand this. This is the perfect car for a 25-year-old. That's the perfect car for a 45-year-old. This is what they dream about. Yes, the prices are different, but think about it. Think about what you can actually afford when you were 25 versus when you're 45. You would be surprised how similar these cars are, and we're going to show you.
All right, I may be a 45-year-old man, but I can do the math, Nathan. You can get 4 of those for the price of one of these, plus the Versa. So what are the similarities?
All right. Open your minds. Both of these have horizontally opposed engines. Both of these are rear-wheel drive. Both of these have paddle shifters. That's 7-speed, this is 6-speed. They both are really made for 2 people, but in a pinch can hold some people in the back, kind of, sort of, maybe. Not a whole lot of trunk space. They both handle beautifully on the roads, and they both kick ass.
Yeah, I get it.
See what I'm saying?
I get it, man.
I would put it on the top 10 cars that I've ever driven in terms of excellent steering feel. That competes directly with vehicles like Ferraris and Porsches. I'm not kidding, it's that good. Is it better than Roman's Porsche? Not quite, but it is really good, especially for a car that costs as little as this does.
Nathan has, for instance, sports mode, but honestly, when the BRZ in sport mode, I can't really tell the difference. When this car is in sport mode, oh my gosh, it is a completely different car. It handles differently. It actually even sounds differently when I push this exhaust on button. Listen to this. You will not hear that sound out of the BRZ in a million years.
Yes, it looks exactly like the Scion FRS. But, cool little rear spoiler that you can get. The line's very, very clean. It doesn't look as cool as the concept vehicle. Bummer, but still, it looks very, very nice. And you know, it looks even better from a special angle I'm about to show you.
The Porsche 911 has been basically the same car since 1963. Which means that this latest 2012 version looks identical to the previous one. You could look at it as saying that Porsche doesn't want to mess with a good thing. You could also say to yourself, if you buy this car, you're buying a timeless design. Or you could think about it this way. If you get this car, people who aren't Porsche aficionados will never tell the difference between last year's car.
I don't know about you folks, but I'm a bit of an ass man. Look how sexy that is over there. Oh. I know Roman thinks it's timeless and it looks like the last one. I don't think so. Oh, just want to slap it. Check this out. The interior of the BRZ. Actually, it's pretty nice. It's nicer than the FRS. Nice toggle switches and whatnot. It's a little bit more luxurious and a little bit more comfortable. But here's the thing. As I was telling you, in terms of the outside, when you're sitting here, you're able to see the humps, baby. Look at that. Baby's got front. So while you're driving, you're able to precisely put your wheels wherever you want them because the top of those bumps is basically the top of the fenders where the front wheels are.
Nathan, you'll notice that both doors of the cars are open. There's a reason for that, and that's because our fans have very inquiring minds.
What do they want to know?
What do you think they want to know?
Really?
Yes, really. Does Nathan fit? And which one does Nathan fit into better? Please.
Son of a...
I've made it easy for you.
Well, hey, thanks for moving the seats. It's a start. Start the BRZ here. You know, it's not horrible. I've put little ones in the back of the BRZ before. I wouldn't want to be here for any long period of time. especially because the roof slopes. But it's okay. The Hyundai Genesis, the Mustang, they're a little bit better. Well, okay. And the Porsche. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Oh! Man, again. Yep, it slopes a little bit. It's not a lot of room, but once again, there's enough room for little ones if you really had to. But yeah, anybody over 5 feet will have to crane their necks.
Oh, come on, it's an inch bigger than last year's.
Which means my big feet, these are size 13s, can kind of fit. But otherwise, not so much.
Yo, dude, you know that this Porsche 911 has exactly 2x the amount of horsepower that the BRZ has.
Oh, so 400 horsepower.
Damn straight, 400.
Wow, that's a lot.
Both have a similar type of engine, but up here at altitude, they're both normally aspirated, which means they're
slower.
And I know we sound like a broken record, but you guys keep commenting, oh, my grandma's celebrity can go faster than your car. No, it can't! Not up here. God, I'm sorry, I'm frustrated.
Dude, my Cobalt will totally take you down.
No, it won't. Anyway, let's check out how fast it goes 0 to 60. 0 to 60 using the Solo DL in a 6-speed automatic. I'm gonna put it in drive. I'm gonna put it in sport mode. I'm gonna leave the traction control on, and I'm gonna turn off the air conditioning to give me a little bit more power. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Here we go. Okay, well, that's leisurely. Oh, there we go. It does get a little bit more oomph once it gets above about 4,500 RPM, and that's 60. All right, dude. Read it and weep.
11.78.
Yep, 11.78 seconds in 562 feet. I'm gonna turn the air back on. Oh, it's hot.
Oh, it's really hot. And by the way, we get this all the time. We're at high altitude. That means cars go slower. We're just gonna leave it at that, okay? They go slower at high altitude.
All right, Nathan, you know how the launch control works?
Okay, we put it into drive. We hit Sport Plus.
Yep.
We hold the traction control off for a couple seconds.
I put on my Oakleys. It's all DL set up. Oh,
Here
this
we
is
go,
gonna be violent. Yeah, go for it.
Whoa!
Oh my.
Woo!
I'm gonna turn the air back on because it is over 100 degrees today, ladies and gentlemen. So these times are gonna be slower.
What a rush!
Yeah. All right. The Solo DL says 5.96.
Oh, that's not good. This is gonna do better than that.
Now you would think a car with 400 horsepower would get crazy bad MPG, and in the past it would have, but not this car. It gets a combined 22 miles to the gallon, and that's because it has a new technology which actually turns the car off at stoplights. It's kind of like a Prius, and if you've ever driven a Prius, it actually feels quite natural. A lot of people who aren't used to it really dislike it because you're sitting at a stoplight and the car turns off and you're wondering what's wrong with it, kind of like a golf cart.
Would you believe combined MPG is 28 miles per gallon? Seriously, that is impressive.
You know, these cars are remarkably similar. They have the same type of engine. They have a very similar layout in terms of a 2+2, but there are some significant differences, and one of those is that this has a lot of different buttons that actually do something. When I put the Sport Plus button, not only does it change the way the car shifts, I mean, it literally goes from being a relatively comfortable car to having the shifts kick you in the ass like that. It feels like you're about to brake the car, but somehow it doesn't brake.
It shifts very quickly. And it'll hold the gear just about to redline. I like it. I like the ride too. Part of that has to do with these really comfortable leather seats. At least they work with my big fat ass.
So yeah, this is a dream car for 45-year-olds. And let's face it, I'm 45 years old.
I don't think so.
Okay, 45-ish. And on the TFL scale of buy it, lease it, rent it, or forget it, Hell yeah, I'd buy it. If I had $122,000, this car would be mine.
Yeah, and you know, when you think about cars that 25-year-olds could possibly afford, this is the one I would buy if I were, and I'm not. $27,000 rear drive, a lot of things that are similar to a Porsche, and it's a blast. It's just a fun car for every day. I'd get the manual, but otherwise I wouldn't change anything else.
But here's the question, would you buy that one?
Oh, hell yeah. Except not the color, and I'd get a manual.
And you know what? I would buy that one, and I would get the Subaru just because I like all the amenities. I like the navigation, the leather, yada, 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 because I'm 45. As always, this is Roman
And Nathan.
reporting for the Fast Lane Car. See you next time. Yo, Nathan, we have tested a lot of cars up here at 1 mile above sea level, 0 to 60 this year, have we not?
We certainly have. Fast ones, slow ones, you name it.
We just did the top 5 fastest, and today,
We're gonna do the top 5 slowest.
and there is one thing we can promise you.
This will not be one of them.
No, it's not. Stay tuned.